Today we're going to cover some of the basics of the QuikStrike option pricing and analysis tool. We're going to log in as a professional user and we'll get started from there. So what we'll cover today is what the top level menuing controls, where to find some things in the main menu section, and then also how to use this welcome message menu in order to configure your application, communicate with support, that type of thing. What we want to do today is just kind of get you acclimated with the application, know where to find everything, and make you comfortable and make you aware of where everything is, and then be able to experiment without having to watch too many videos in advance. So the first thing to keep in mind is this is what we call the top level menu. So if you ever have any questions about any of these things, you should refer to these as a top level menu. Okay, these control sort of the body of the application and what shows in there. So in this case, it's highlighted in blue, so we're currently on the QuikStrike application itself. You'll see there's a quick volatility section, a quick education, about, and then a quick blog. This one actually opens up into another window, but we'll talk about all these at some point. So first off, we're in the QuikStrike section. So that's what you see here. And this is basically described by the following. So you have your header here, and then you have your product group selection. So in this case, we're looking at the S&P 500 E-mini is currently selected. But if we go and select grains and oilseeds, we'll see that the new product group contains corn, wheat, beans, etc. So this is where you control what products you're looking at, what product groups you're looking at. Okay, so once you've selected a group, you can select the different products by choosing from this menu. All right, so we went from corn to beans, and then you're going to see whatever you are on in the one menu is going to show up in the other menu. Okay. Below the product group and product menu, you're going to see the main menu. So if you ever have any questions and you're referring to something here, this is called the main menu. Again, product group, product, and then the main menu. Here, if you click and open any of these items, you're going to see the list of what's available underneath that menu item. So you have to click and then select something within here. And you'll notice that we try to put a little bit of detail about what you're going to be seeing when you navigate to that page. So be sure to keep that in mind. If you're looking for something, you can click through to the different menu items and do a little reading and probably see what you're looking for there. Okay, so my recommendation is, after this video, click through to all the main top level menu items, then selected some different product groups, and then take a look at each of these individual sections so you can read about what's available underneath there. And we'll talk more about that as we move on into the demo videos. But again, today we're going to show really high level stuff, just how to get around where everything is and what stuff is inside each of these different menu sections. The third menu area here is generally for expiration groups or individual groups of expiration. So in this case, we see soybeans, short-dated soybeans, and another section of short-dated, South American short-dated soybeans, okay? So when you click on any of these buttons, you're going to see expirations grouped together. So in this case, you saw the futures that were associated with the short dated beans, and then all of the expirations associated in that group. So if we go over to, like, for instance, the euro dollars, you're going to see similar things. So you got the front euro dollars, and then all the different mid-curve sections of the euro dollar. So when I click on these, I'm going to see different pieces of that curve. Now, if I were to go into an individual page, what's going to change here on this expiration level menu is it's going to be groupings, but then you're going to be able to select individually the expirations that exist within that group. Okay, so when you see group names, that's going to show you summary information. When you see groups of expirations, that's going to show you detail about a particular expiration. But again, we'll go into more of that as we get to the more advanced videos. Okay, so again, top level menu, product group, product menu, main menu section, and then expiration or expiration group menu. And here, this is a favorites, but this is pretty easy to figure out. If you ever find a page you like, you click that little star, you name that page whatever you'd like it to be. You can put it in a different section group and then save it, and then it'll be available to you as a shortcut within the application by clicking on this little icon here. And you see that I don't have anything saved right now. Okay, so that's the QuikStrike section. That's the main sections of the menu. Okay, there are other pieces over here that you're going to see, and we'll get back to these other three. But let's cover the rest of this sort of landing page so we're comfortable with that right from the beginning. So in this case, you're going to see welcome, and then when you register, you're going to have your first name up here. It's going to say welcome. In this case, we're a professional user, so it's saying welcome pro. Under this menu, you can go and set your preferences, look at your different profile information, change your password, see if any system messages are there or system alerts. Okay, so in this case, we're at the S&P 500 E-mini. I have that. That set as my favorite product group, along with the second menu item in this group as my favorite product. So when I log in, it's going to take me directly to that page. So I can come in here and I can set any one of these groups to my favorite, and I can set any product within that group to my favorite. So if I switch to that group, it's going to go to my favorite product right off the bat. And then down below, you're going to see other settings that you can also have as part of your preferences. And this list will get bigger, even to the point where we may start to allow you to turn menu items off and on. Okay, so this is where you kind of manage your account. Okay, so that's why it says my account. So when you click on that, it's going to give you all the details about you and what you can control in the system. Okay, the other thing that's of importance under that menu is the support menu item. Okay, and here what you want to be able to do is if you ever have a question, whether it's something very general about the app, or you want to report a bug, or you see something that's close, but you want to suggest a feature or a change, you can come in here, send it to us. We'll get it, take a look at it. We'll respond very quickly and let you know what we think and what we think we can do in the future. Okay, and then you just click that button. It'll send the comment off. Okay, now let's go back here to the main section. You see it took us off that main section when we started to work from this menu, but here we are back in the main section on a pricing sheet. But let's jump into over to our next top level menu item, which is called Quick Volatility. Now, what you're going to see when you click on Quick Volatility, here's the landing page, and you're going to see a lot more in the body here than you are seeing in the actual main menu section. And that's because we're in the professional edition. The professional edition only allows us to see historical information for the active expirations. Those are expirations that are currently trading, still have days to expiration. Okay, so if you click on here and you read a little bit about what's available, you'll be able to find a lot of the different historical information that you want to see. Again, we'll cover this in more detail as we dive into other videos that are very specific to the sections that of the menu, as well as items within each menu section. Okay, so quick volatility, historical data is here. Okay, so that's our version. So QuikStrike is our main application. Quick volatility is where we find historical information available within the application. And this is only starts becoming available in the professional version. Okay. Next is quick education, and here, if you want to get up to speed on what some of the things are within QuikStrike. So, for example, you can see, I'm going to skip this one for now, but you can see how we're doing our calculations under Quick Calcs. Here's some general contract specification about the future and option in terms of tick size, that type of thing. Here's the model information, which is going to tell you the different models that we're using within the application. Volatility information is going to detail some of the types of volatility models that we're using. So here, if you want to learn about what's happening in QuikStrike, this is the place to go. It's a quick education about QuikStrike. And then finally, this trade examples is a nice section if you're new to options or you want to learn a little bit more about options. Here, what we've done is we built call, put, and combination versions of all the available spreads, or generally all of the available spreads that people typically trade when they're trading options. And the neat thing about this section is that you can see examples that are very specific to an expiration. So you're going to see the name on these change. It was EDG6, now it's EDM6. So when you look at these different examples, you're going to see examples that are targeted right at that contract. So you're going to see not just a generic call chart or a call spread chart, but a call or a call spread that's specific to that contract. So I suggest you play around with that, especially if you're new to options. You can learn quite a bit here. It's got a lot of details about things. And again, we'll cover some of this stuff in more detail. Right now, it's meant to give you a quick 10 minutes about QuikStrike and how to get around and sort of fend for yourself initially. And finally, there's an About section. Here you're going to be able to see if you have any questions about the different editions that are available. You'll find that here. Our product listing, that's where you're going to land. It's going to show you all the products that we do cover in QuikStrike. Sitemap is going to show you a full listing of of the menus that you saw in the main section. And again, you could read these a little bit more easily here, maybe if you want to get a quick overview of what the application can do or is doing. And then finally, there's an update schedule. It tells you when we're doing our settlements, both preliminary and final, when our open interest runs happen. And these tables, admittedly, are a little bit out of date, so these are going to be updated in the near term. And what you'll also find here is going to be down here is the section of when our volatilities are updated. So on the professional level, volatilities are updated throughout the day. And we're going to have a nice schedule here so you can follow it and at least get a good idea. So if you're not in the application all day, you know when you can come back and sort of see an update. Okay. And then finally, there's a quick blog, and we haven't updated this in a couple of months, but we're going to do a better job of this because we're going to try to mimic our videos with blog posts as well, so you get a little detail about what that video is going to be about before you watch it. And here you can read about different things that that you can do within QuikStrike. So we tried to make these a little bit of like short but informative, graphically oriented examples of what's happening in the application. Okay, so that's your quick overview of QuikStrike. So I encourage you to get in there, take a look, click around. You can't hurt anything. Play around with stuff, and we're going to try to do a series of these. So keep an eye out on the YouTube channel, and also keep an eye out on the blog when we announce that the different videos will be available. Thanks a lot.